Hello and welcome back to the 18th episode of the Rhovanion campaign for 4th Age Total War Dominion of Men, a modification of Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. I am Wombat, or Wambat, as you please. This has been about 2.5 hours setting up my session for recording today. That is just this evening. Those of you who are not aware may be surprised to learn that I do tend to record these episodes some weeks in advance, probably on average 2 or 3 weeks, so that I have a bit of a cushion in case of technical difficulties, and I had been experiencing that over the last couple of weeks. And this was the night. If I didn't get an episode produced tonight, I would not have an episode to publish this weekend, most definitely. So, fortunately, I have persevered despite even further setbacks this evening, mostly to do with the sound, which was not cooperating. But here we are. We are at the end of, I think it was the 26th turn or something of that nature. And it has been a few weeks since I played the game, so I'm just going to review and make sure I haven't forgotten to move anything that needed to be moved. In particular, I haven't moved my scout here, and he can probably do something like investigate somebody, or something rather. Potentially increase his skill further, which would be nice. Not anybody around to practice on, really. We'll go ahead and just infiltrate the settlement here. So I had been pestered for several episodes by a very well-balanced Adunabar stack in my area that I was having trouble eliminating. But I did finally eliminate it, and the rest of the Adunabar's forces in the area should be vulnerable enough to my combined forces. Don't think I really have any emissaries that need to be moved around much anymore, except for the purposes of investigating settlements, seeing what's going on here and there. This guy has lots of movement points. I could probably position him better to surveil this area. Do I have... Nope, just that fellow. That's a Dunlending emissary. Ah, look at that. Rohan finally captured that fort. I'll get my emissary on the other side of this ford. That way you can talk to Dunland or Rohan as needs be. And I'm going to want to position this emissary within view of this settlement, which I'll be taking pretty soon. And this emissary can come up through here and see if Adunabar is bringing any armies down. Don't think they have any armies to bring down from this direction, but it's worth checking it out. Moving slowly in case... Ah, okay. Just in case I run into somebody. Just a sole general. Their generals are tough, but not tough enough that I can't defeat one or a few of them all by themselves. Another emissary. Let's see where I want him to go. I'll position him down here to take a gander at any reinforcements that might be coming from this direction. Let's see if there's any armies loitering around in Ithilien. Would be interesting to see if there's any I should say any wars brewing in this area. But I think Harondor is getting preoccupied with Harad, unable to bring forces to bear to its northern borders. Now, one of the things I hope you'll appreciate during this episode, I have been able to upgrade a few of my pieces of equipment. I've got a better fan attached to my recording computer, so I'm hoping that it will be both quieter and more effective at keeping that computer cool, so I don't get as many frozen segments of video recording. You'll also probably notice that I'm moving around and selecting settlements without the attendant clicks from the keyboard and mouse. I've got myself some new quote-unquote silent keyboard and mouse, so I'm enjoying that because those are quite annoying when I'm going through and editing my videos, having to hear all those clicks. Much prefer just hearing my lovely voice unaccompanied by mechanical clicks. This fellow has some movement, but he can't go anywhere. This guy needs to be moving. Oh, I'm glad I looked around. When they're sitting in these forest clumps, they look as though they've run out of movement points until you click on them. Well, I definitely want to move these fellows south and west. I do want to capture this island over here, but it's really not a priority at all. I don't think any other factions, the only other factions that could grab it are Rune and North Rune, and I don't think either of them are going to try to do that anytime soon, so I'm not worried about that. The only thing is, every turn that I don't capture it is another turn before I can finish upgrading all of its infrastructure. And it is, as far as I recall, one of the settlements I can get logging industry at, so that will reduce construction costs across the rest of my empire and increase the likelihood of getting ancillaries that help reduce construction cost as well. So it is important to get those things established earlier rather than later in a campaign to save you money, ultimately. Anybody? This guy has been... These are some fellows. Oh, that guy is only 2 silver shedrons, so he needs to be improved. But this fellow can be moved out somewhere useful. Alright, so enough talking. Let's move things. I can't wait to start producing some generals. Alright. Take one more look at my armies. Let's see. And keep this guy running back and forth. See, the armies of, enemy armies could move right through my emissary, and I probably wouldn't notice them during the AI turn unless I'm paying attention, which I often am not, but my emissary won't be able to move through their armies, so by continually running this fellow back and forth through this single tile-wide lane, I can tell whether or not he's moving armies towards me. I'm still going to make sure he doesn't have any armies loitering in these forests. Have I not? Yeah, I did uncover that. Okay. Just making sure I'm being thorough about uncovering all of the settlements it's possible to uncover. Not sure what I want to do with this emissary. This fellow. He's waiting for that stack to move, if it ever does. And I'm spending an awful lot of time on things that are not going to be particularly exciting. So I think I've been thorough enough this turn. I'll go ahead and save. See a little testing there. That's a save that's resulted from a project that I'm currently on developing. A tutorial project, or tips more like it, rather than tutorial. But it's taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. I still only just started working on video content for it after completing the script for it, which took me a lot longer than I anticipated, considering a lot of it was already composed on our forums. And I encourage you to check out the forums at Total War Center for the 4th Age Total War. There's a lot of material in there that have been contributed by players over the years to help future players enjoy the game better. Alright, let's end this turn. Let's see what results. Really should have checked to see if I had done my my diplomacy that turn. I had meant to do so. Incompetent all around, but lazy, unintelligent. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be picky. Perhaps you would think I should be, but I really need a lot of governors as quickly as possible. Did I do any diplomacy? I didn't. Yeah, I should have checked. But I'll do it this turn. I'll remember. Okay, I'll get my save on. Oh, I'm already on the 30th turn now. Nice. That's if I've been counting properly. It might even be 31 or 32, given how I've neglected my saves on so many occasions. Okay, these fellows should be... Can't really afford to send them back yet. Yeah, these fellows go straight across. And these cavalry keep up with them. So you probably have a lot more men than I really need in this area. Let's see, are these the same sorts? Yeah, they are. So I can combine them. When I'm combining my men, I'm taking men from the more experienced forces and adding to them to the less experienced, because that way I'm not reducing the overall experience of the unit I'm donating troops from. It keeps them stronger in combat. Okay. I'm going to see how many men I need to keep in here. 1 seems to be plenty. Alright, I do not fear losing this settlement again, so I'm going to go ahead and start my homeland dominion, which is a lot less expensive than I thought it would be. It would be like twice that amount. I guess homeland dominions are cheaper to produce. Even though this is overkill, I'm going to stick with overkill for now. Till I get my my peace settlement with Adunabar. They may, after all, decide to be stubborn and not give me a peace settlement right away. I might have to take quite a bit of their territory before they're happy to do that. That guy I should have retrained last turn. Ah. Spent so much time on this last turn, still sloppy. Okay. I think I have quite enough frontline units produced at this point. I'm going to start working on building up my populations. Okay, that's enough of that. Got my spy in here. Let's see if he can do anything special. Not particularly. Can't get him in there. I can get him in here. I think I might want to do that because, oh, actually, this might, no, see, a little bit too difficult for my man. What about the settlement? 93%. Okay. Might be able to get him up to rank 6 by sending him up there. So that's what I'll do. I do appreciate their retreating like this. It makes my life so much easier. Okay, I'm going to have you go down. Be my contact in this area. Here we have Reunited Kingdom. There. Oh, we've got a decent sized force this time. They might not be kicked out of town, particularly with Dunland being worried about their territories essentially being cut in half here in several directions. Yeah, Dunland is getting chewed up quite a bit. I don't think they're going to recover from this multi-pronged assault. Alright. Oh, let's see if Adunabar has moved out of the way. So seriously, all I want to do is look at Mount Graham so I can complete my map. He won't do it. Well, let's go ahead and see if I can squeeze any money out of any of these factions here. The elves are still recalcitrant. Oh, beautiful. Hobbits are lovely. I'd never say anything against them. Dwarves probably won't be quite as lovely, but they should be hospitable enough. Yes, very nice. Keeps my coffers nice and healthy. Okay, let's make sure we've got stuff being built. Nothing finished, completed being built yet last turn. So I don't really have to get anything built this turn. Why aren't you self-governing? You need to be self-governing. We have a governor here, and it's self-governing. Good. Good. Okay, I'm going to go with population growth in all of my settlements at this point. So actually, I can take that off local governance. I don't need that for the king. But we'll go with low income tax. This settlement's going to lose all of its population until Homeland Dominion gets completed. So there's not much point in keeping low taxes. Even at minus 2%, it'll get down to 400 and won't go any lower. So I'll keep it at high taxes until Homeland Dominion is completed. Alright, I don't think I have any more moves to make. Oh, yes I do. There we go. Just making sure nothing has changed hands around here. Alright, we'll go ahead and get on to the next turn. We'll definitely have a battle next turn. I also thoroughly lubricated my chair, so we shouldn't get at least not as many squeaks and squibbles from my chair interrupting my lovely voice. What news have we? Very nice amount of money and still more. So I didn't start any projects, so that makes sense. Okay, the dwarves. Dwarves are infiltrating all my cities with their spies. AI factions tend to send spies into settlements whose provinces neighbor or border provinces of the AI faction. So dwarves will eventually be getting their spies into Beligant, Eothenra, Baragestelat if I ever capture that, and Erebos if I ever capture that. All from this one settlement here. The dwarves are in because they share a border, but they will very likely never send an agent up to Rathrun. even if they have more agents than they need for these bordering settlements. It's just how the AI decides where to send things, like agents. Okay. Now, this is an impressively sized stack, but I suspect a very poorly balanced one. I shouldn't have a problem dealing with it, particularly considering how many men I have in the area. Let's see, I want to bring up, come on, oh, it's right next to this settlement. Look at that, Adunabar may even capture, now if they capture Minas Anar, that will really open up my options as far as conquest. I'll be able to take basically the entire interior of Mordor. There isn't really much benefit for me to taking Minas Ithil, because it's since I'm not a Danic faction, I cannot rebuild that settlement. Only Reunited Kingdom or Adunabar could do that. So I would want to leave it in the hands of either Adunabar or Reunited Kingdom, see if they ever develop that settlement, and at that point I could take it over and profitably develop it. But one of the reasons for me not to enter into this area, into Mordor, to capture settlements is because the Reunited Kingdom would very likely then gain a border with me and make war upon me, which I would rather it didn't do. It's going to cause me more troubles than I need. But if the Reunited Kingdom loses a significant portion of its eastern holdings in Gondor, then it's not very likely to recover and push on into Mordor anytime soon. Let's see what's happening over here. Nothing. Okay. Oh yes, I got a new governor last turn and didn't bother to do anything with him. Aren't I clever? Alright, let's go and see if I can get any... Oh, look at that. Slingers and horsemen. Very good. I want to recruit these mercenaries as close to the front lines as possible, so I'm just reminding myself where their recruitment zones actually are. Okay, nobody in there I can recruit. But here I can. I'll get those. Send him back in. Okay, so that was this whole recruitment zone's mercenaries. But this is a separate recruitment zone, these two provinces, the original Rhovanion provinces. So this fellow is going to go right to the edge here and recruit them. Ah, got an ancillary from that, an expert treasure seeker. Unfortunately, expert treasure seekers are useless, not merely in Dominion of Men, but unfortunately there was an issue with, I don't know if it was only a barbarian invasion or Rome Total War itself originally. The bonus to plundering was ineffective. It counted for nothing. And unfortunately this ancillary and others like it only provide that kind of bonus. We actually went for years without being noticed by anybody. It was this mod team, only, I don't know, 8 years into the mod's development, or perhaps more, that they realized that that was the case. So You always learn new things about this stuff, but so this ancillary just sort of takes up a spot in your ancillaries and does nothing better for you. That sort of thing is probably going to be changed for future iterations of the mod. Just changing that bonus to something else that would actually be helpful, like, I don't know, increased experience to units or something like that. Maybe a better increased field of view. What do you call it? Increased line of sight would be probably appropriate. What are these other things? Recruitments. Okay. Alright, one more recruitment zone that I can get to right here, but it is empty. Once I have some roads established, I will be able to check up here. In fact, I'll probably end up sending one of my fellows up there just to try and get some of those longbowmen that I know must be waiting to be recruited up there. Probably got a full 3 of them, unless Dale's been recruiting them, which is certainly possible. Okay, there's also recruitment zones down here, so I'll probably send one of these 2 fellows, one north and the other south, to pick up on those 2 recruitment zones while they're heading towards their new settlements that they'll be the new governors of. And we need to get another general in training. And we'll go ahead and retrain these fellows. Alright, these guys can go join the front. Now, somewhere around here, I should have produced some spearmen. Because I'm about to capture and hold at least 2, potentially 3 settlements. So I got 1 spearman there. So I do need to produce 2 more spearmen, I believe. And Rhovanion would be the place to do it. Alright, you can go get retrained. Ooh. Okay. This is worrisome. Rune has taken j.r.r, which I was rather hoping they would save for last. Probably should have been more proactive. Well, that means we're definitely not saving... Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but it's less likely that I'll be saving North Rune to be my protectorate. If I could have saved them in the location of j.r.r, that would have been alright, because I could have kept them safe, blocking off aggression from Rune in those choke points. But if I only have, say, Garth left, or rather if North Rune only has Garth left, well, it's wide out in the open. I really wouldn't be able to keep other factions from attacking it. And now that I share a border here with Rune, it's all the more likely that they are actually going to attack me directly. That's something I should have been paying attention to. I probably should have, instead of throwing all of these unnecessary reinforcements in Adunabar's direction, should have been making war on North Rune to save it from itself. That would have been smart. One of the handicaps I suffer under here is that I have to wait until the kids are asleep and the house is quiet to be doing these recordings, which means I myself am quite tired when I'm doing these recordings and not thinking clearly a lot of the time, and that definitely shows. All right. Did I forget to save again? I did. Damn it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to attack this group. We'll have some reinforcements nearby. Okay, what do we have here? 2 heavy cavalry units. So not great news for me, but I think I'll be able to handle it. Okay, 2 frontline units, which is, I would say, suboptimal, if I was being charitable. Go ahead and put them in a line like so. With so few frontline units, we're really going to be relying here. Actually, let's get ourselves closer to our line of reinforcement. We're really going to be relying on outmaneuvering the enemy, keeping them from being able to attack. And a good part of that is going to need to be handling their cavalry. It's only 2 cavalry units, so I'm hoping that I will be able to handle them. Okay, I'm going to keep my cavalry in the woods to begin with. I'm sure they have. What kind of more men have they brought up? Just 2 units. Swordsmen. Unfortunately, my cavalry is not really useful, even against swordsmen. They're just too light. Maybe if I had gobs of them, but not just 2. Okay. So the enemy's got himself set up here in these woods, so he knows I can't use my superior firepower on him in those woods. What is going on with these guys? Taking an awful long time to get in. There we go. So I'll have them come up here and join the rest of my units. Don't want them out alone and vulnerable. Let's see. Oh, they left. That was nice. Wasn't looking out for that. You guys could have retreated to begin with. Well, that battle would have been tedious anyway. I had to keep maneuvering them around. Ah, inside the settlement. Perfect. That's exactly where I like you guys to be. Am I stuck here? I am. Okay, anybody can move out of there? Just these horsemen. Well, that's good. Don't mind having some horsemen. Don't really need all those horsemen. Could use one of them. Alright, let's go ahead and eliminate this army. And this is delightful. Look at that. Snag hunters aren't going to be that much of a problem. Even if they stick them in the city center, I should be able to outrange them handily. Okay. Now the best attack vector on these Dunedainic settlements is actually over on this side. You can attack from different directions here, get the flank of the enemy exposed, whereas in this other attack vector you've only got one line of attack, so you're facing the enemy's front the entire time, which is no fun. So we're going to set up our forces probably over here. And set them up a decent ways away. Don't need anybody rushing out, ruining my plans. Alright, we'll keep it simple like that. Let's make sure nobody's going to be shooting anything before I want them to. Why aren't you where I want you to be? There we go. We'll make them easy to find. Oh, look, everybody's out here. Where are the Snagas? There they are, right out where I can shoot them. go ahead and make this my formation and move it up. Okay, what's going on? Wise guys. They're all wise guys. Now this nonsense. Okay, whatever. Cultists can be shot in the front. They don't have any kind of armor or shielding. Let's see here. How did these guys get all disorganized? Oh, because I've got them in a group. Stop being in a group. These groups didn't make everything so disorganized. Okay, guys. Now go ahead and shoot these. Very good. One nice volley. That's all we need. And now we can start moving things about. Okay, where are these? Let's shoot, finish those guys off. Snagas. Oh, you Snagas are gotta go. Die, Snagas. And I can actually go ahead and run down these Snagas with my light cavalry. They'll take care of them nicely. And where are your shields? Oh, good. These fellows can all start shooting at them. Dark swords coming up here. Okay, let's reposition. It's really fun having way more ammunition than you'll ever need. Oh, up. What are these guys doing? Oh, they're still getting shot down. That's helpful. Okay, you guys can stop for a moment. You can do that, that's fine. Amazing. These guys just do not give up. Okay, why don't you go ahead and shoot these fellows? You can... What are you doing right now? Still reloading? Okay, that's fine. You need to be running somewhere. Go faster. Thank you. Okay, you guys shoot there. You run over here. Come on, break. It's aggravating. Okay, you run this way. Ah, very nice. Okay, kill them. Run this way. Go over here. Go get them. Shoot at those guys. Okay, that's good. Set up there. Yep, nope. Shoot at that guy. Okay. That was pretty fast cleanup right there. Let's get everybody lined up. What do we have left now? We've got some dark swords to kill. And who's up here? Now this is fun here on these Dynadanic settlements. You can position your camera right above this tower and get a real bird's eye view of everything. Whee! Okay, inside where I can't possibly see, I can see that they have orcs, some militia, and their heavy cavalry. All right. All right, let's do this. That should be good. Okay, let's get everybody in here. And keep an eye on these folks, see if any of them try to come out and meet us. Ah, and they do. Who is it? Looks like the orcs, I think. Yes, of course they'll send the orcs out to die first. Hello, orcs. Which way are you going to go? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and set these fellows over here. Can we do something useful? Gosh. This wall area, this invisible wall area, makes things so difficult. Okay. Let's take half of you. I think you'll fit there. Good. Go ahead and put you guys there. Look at that. You can do that. Okay. Now my cavalry run around this way so that they can gobble up the remainder of these orcs once they break. Let's see here. Should probably get a little bit closer. You can see I have lost a number of men from a variety of my units. They've all been from friendly fire so far. It's one of the foibles inherent in having large armies of cheap troops is you get pretty sloppy with them and don't care much if you lose quite a few of them to friendly fire. Tie. Oh, where are my horsemen now? Let's get you guys up here. Oh. Gonna do that game, huh? This is how the AI tries to waste your ammunition. Looks like I'll have no choice but to waste a lot of missiles on these guys. Okay, that's good enough. Well, that was it. Okay. Now for the setup upstairs. Typically what I'll do here is I will set up my infantry along the slope here. Set up my bowmen down at the base. My cavalry to either side. And I'll just tempt the enemy out one by one, ideally, where they'll be overcome and, with any luck, break before they can do me any damage. I think I'll have my mercenaries work on them first. There we go. This is, am I not mistaken? I think this is the first unit in Excelment that we've had the pleasure of fighting a battle in. See all these straight lines. They make for good opportunities for ambushing and effectively flanking enemy units. See more use of that in a walled settlement than you will in an open one like this, where you can just hang out on the border and shoot everybody down in the manner you just observed. Let's make sure nobody tries to come out and greet me before I'm ready. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually don't want to set it up like this. Okay. I need one of these infantry units. I'll make it the more experienced one down here. They'll be ready to run up and get in front of a cavalry counter attack. And the infantry I do want, I want them to be on this side. The infantry on the hill I do want to be on this side because that is the unshielded side of the infantry as they come down the hill. The enemy infantry, that is. Alright, that's better. Okay, who's here? Get these guys a little bit more better spaced. That looks better. Okay, and we're just going to do one volley at the backs of these fellows. Let's do normal speed for that. Stop. Oh dear. It's maybe getting out of hand. Oh. Yeah, this is a lot more out of hand than yeah, oh crap. Okay, this isn't how I normally do this. Duh. You guys suck. A lot. Dude. This is a really bad thing right here, because I'm going to fire a lot of arrows and stuff at these heavy cavalry. It's not going to do them much damage, and it will actually do my infantry here a lot of damage. They're even still winded. I should have waited until they were not winded anymore. This is all bad. It's all super bad. Very bad. Not good. Oh, crap. Seriously? Okay, yeah, it's good that you're throwing spears at these guys. Shit. God damn it. Everything bad. Not cool at all. Oh, and they're steady. This is stupid. This is super stupid. This is like the dumbest thing ever. I'm gonna lose a bunch of men for no frickin' reason. I don't think there's no men. They've lost like 3. 1. They've lost 2. No, 1. 1. They've lost 1 soldier. Ah. Yeah. Super bad. Super not good. You've got to be kidding me. This is moronic. This is completely moronic. I am an idiot. How could I have screwed up this badly? I've done this 1,000 times. This unit is going to be wiped out. God damn it. God damn it. No. Jesus Christ. Okay, what can I possibly do at this point? Okay, you go far away. Okay, you can stop shooting at things. You guys can go back. That was a supremely disappointing mess. But at least I didn't lose any entire units. Jesus. That was dumb. Okay. Well, let's do better this time. Go. They don't have projectiles anymore, so I'm not worried about hitting them on their shield side, but this is the high ground, so this is where I want my support artillery to come from. Okay, we're going to have him on this side. Oh, no we're not. He's going in the middle. Okay, and then we want this fellow and some of these other fellows. That should be good. Okay, so we got one fire support group here. They're here. There we go. Now we're ready. Okay, well this will serve as an excellent example of how not to finish off what should have been a very straightforward one-sided battle. Not at all comforted by the fact that I lost only 10% of my men. This was a horrifically poor showing on my part. Finish them off. Go get them. Naturally. They're just on horses. Why would they catch up with them? Okay. Honestly, I feel worse about this battle than I feel about the 2 battles. Was it 2 or 3 battles that I lost entire armies in? Because these losses were just totally avoidable if I had just been a little more careful. Ah, well, what can you do? Again, one of the pitfalls of carrying around large armies, as I must do with this faction, is to get a little cocky, rather overestimate my ability. Okay. Go ahead and occupy this location. What do we have here? Do we have Dominion? Must be Dominion. I think this is one of the provinces they start out with. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and change that. Shouldn't have any troubles keeping this settlement. Just do a little scouting around to make sure they don't have any big armies nearby, waiting to spoil my day. Not really. Looks like I'm going to be okay. If I can just grab this guy by the pixel. Come on. Ugh. Aggravation. Okay, let's figure out which guy that is. Let's see, he's in Pelennor? Would that be the name of the... let's see. Pelennor, yes. There we go. Just going to have him walk up this direction and see if there's any armies headed towards me that I need to worry about. No, I don't want to talk to you. No armies that I need to worry about. All right. I'm going to have these more northerly forces just go straight across here. All right, then we need to let off this siege for a moment. There we go. All right, and actually going to stop right here. The rest of my forces are going to stay in this area in case Rune decides to attack me. I think that should be sufficient numbers of troops in this theater. Oh, I think they were already there. They're fine. Nobody in there. Okay. I'll have him hang around here. Oh, United Kingdom, you are such a screw-up. You're just the most pathetic kingdom ever. Have you captured a single territory since the beginning of the game? Have you? Did you capture this one? No, not even that one. Ah, so pathetic. Not much to do there. What about here? He's still sitting there forever. He's just going to sit there forever. Was it his gigantic army doing nothing? Enjoy that. I think the ultimate result of this war with the Dunavar might end up being that I capture a lot of really poor, useless settlements. Hooray for me. Okay, can't do very high there anymore. I think that's all we really can do this turn. This guy. I could push this guy up north of the river like I did North Rune Spy. Should probably think about doing that. I'll have to wait till next turn though. Okay, I can lay siege to Sirith Gorgor, which is probably a good idea, because that should keep Adunabar from putting more people in that stronghold. Strongholds like that can be very tough to take, especially if they're fully manned, because they're very small. They have a very small footprint, so unlike attacking a normal size settlement, it can the troops that are holding it can support each other pretty well, being in such a small space. Alright, so I can... Those guys I would just have to combine. Just combine these fellows. Make siege towers, those are fun. don't really need any cavalry for this siege battle. See how many men I can get to leave the settlement. It's a low enough population that I don't need a lot of men in it. But I do need some. Anybody in here? Yeah, I can send these cavalry in. Okay. I can probably take this stronghold with just bowmen. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let's see, 65. Here we go. It's always good to have one set of ladders at least. In fact, let's do this. Do we have any... I think we had one unit of just a tiny number of men. This one I'll have to do. I'll show you a little trick with ladders next turn. That's very useful on these strongholds. Okay, anybody else that can move anywhere? Don't think so. Alright, well, we got a battle in there. A pretty pathetic one that I'm very embarrassed about, but a battle nonetheless, so I think that makes a legitimate full session, full episode. We'll call that a day. A successful day. This will conclude the 18th episode of the Rhovanion campaign for 4th Age Total War Dominion of Men, a modification of Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.